Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Misfits Racing League. My name is Triffium, and we are here for the America's Tier 2 Austrian Grand Prix. I am extremely excited. It is the 13th of 15 rounds here in Season 5. Well, I wonder if we're going to get any more rain for this division here in the last 3 rounds of this season. We have a very solid lineup ahead of us this evening. Of course, we take a look at Spielberg, the Red Bull Ring, Austria. 10 turns of intensity, 4.3 kilometers, 3 DRS zones. It is a quick little circuit, to say the least. It is a favorite amongst drivers, I do believe, and it is most definitely a favorite of mine. I'll say that much. Of course, we're here for the 13th round once again. Next week, we head on over to Mexico. Following that, we go through to the finale in Brazil, and that will be c'est fini for the division. And well, I imagine a lot of these racers, still a lot of action to come. We take a look at the standings. My oh my, look at this battle at the top. Dieg Surf, Johnny Disco, Vlad Putin is just slowly but surely catching things up there, but I do believe it's all between Mr. Dieg Surf and Johnny. Have to see what happens. Graz there, 4th, Henners in 5th, having a little bit of a duel. The Ferrari, good showing here in the season thus far, and well, they're 4th in the constructors, and I do believe it is the Williams squad that is hunting them down for that slot as well. Red Bull a little bit too far out in front, maybe, but Alfa Romeo, McLaren, I think they might have an up. Fight it out. Last 3 rounds of action. But with that said, you can see things very tight in throughout the standings, and you love to see it. That's how it's been all season long amongst all of the racing divisions here. And that is absolutely want to have any of the divisions. That said, we are just about ready to go racing here as we are now on the hour. Racers to come in. And all the racers within situated ahead of this race start, ahead of this qualifying. It is a very good distanced race here in Austria. 36 laps. 36 laps we are going to have ahead of us here. 18 minutes of qualifying, of course, and the dynamic roll of the dice as far as the weather is concerned. My oh my. Of course, welcome everybody into the stream. Say hello in the chat. Let me know who is with us for this evening's broadcast as we jump through into the lovely Austrian countryside around the Red Bull Ring. Alrighty, I do believe we are ready to go racing and ready to qualify here for 36 laps. Johnny Disco and Dieg Surf both present in for this championship battle here for Austria. Really a solid circuit for racing here. And you love to see the intensity that can unfold through these 10 turns. There's some really, really good balanced out turns in this circuit where you can go wheel to wheel. Of course, you think of turn 4 as one of the turns. Turn 5, you've seen wheel to wheel battles through there previously. Well, a little bit of doom and gloom here in the pit lane and in the sky as far as the clouds are concerned, but it does appear to be dry, and that'll be a major sigh of relief for this division. That is for sure, considering this division. If you haven't ever joined us for the Tier 2 racing action of the Americas side of things here in the MRL, well, they're the wet weather specialists, as they have seen more than any other division. It will be a McLaren first out of the pit lane here this evening. That is Johnny Disco. And as we mentioned, the McLaren sitting second in the standings. I'll take you through in for 16 racers on the grid today. We have Gazieg, Henners, Dieg Surf for Alfa Romeo, Captain Miner, as well as combined YouTuber, Jones, Victor, Dang Wu. We have Vlad Patin, Word at Cattle King, as of course Johnny, who we're on with right now, Paula Brady, Graz, Waffalorian, and of course Jay Forsai on the grid. And Morocco 81 saying rain again. Well, wet weather specialists. The Americas Tier 2 division they are. Johnny Disco out on the medium compound tire. Getting set to begin a run here. Pushing through out of turn 10. And on the move. Here we go, rear wing wide open on the McLaren as we push down through into turn 1. Utilizing as much of that inside curbing as possible without invalidation. Now tapping through turn 2. Then we have ourselves coming up, barreling into turn 3. The right-hander. Of course, turn 2 can very well easily be mistaken for that turn 3 section, considering turn 2 nearly invisible. Now, DRS once again wide open on the rear wing. We've come through into turn 4, utilizing again the curbs, and we push through turn 5 and through 6. And 7 and 8. Now through Johnny to the line. 105.270 to open things up on the mediums. Ghazi saying it's dry to wet to dry, and that is going to be quite the campaign here in Austria for sure. Cattle King on a flyer right now. Take a look, see what the Haas can do, and well, that is an unfortunate invalidation right there. Gearing up to go again. You can get a significant amount of runs here around Austria. Jump on board with Graz here in the Ferrari. Presently 4th in this championship, if memory serves correctly, after a strong debut season with us for the Scuderia. Henners, a 104.441. Williams looking a touch quicker than Johnny on the same compound tire. these last 3 races, if you are Dieg, Surf, and or Johnny, absolutely critical, especially if any of these runners can meddle their way through to kind of insert themselves within the running for that championship, at the very least for those top slots. And well, as mentioned, Vlad Putin 104.275, Graz to the line 104.330, Jones 104.804 on the soft compound. Captain Miner, we've seen some serious speed coming out of him lately, and let's take a look at the Mercedes as he comes through the final sector. Ooh, unfortunate invalidation there. String across the line of 104.585. That would have been 4th. Of the invalidation. And well, speaking of 4th, it was Jay Forsai who went quickest, 4th quickest, that is. It was a 104.680 from the 88 Alpha Tauri. Mind YouTuber Alfa Romeo pushing right now. Dieg Surf not yet with a run, and there's a very tight invalidation there for combined YouTuber, looking to, well, we can't, he invalidated not only the present but the next lap as well. Big Surf heading through turn 3. A tight invalidation there for Dieg Surf. Very unfortunate. 7 drivers to get times on the board here. 11 minutes remaining. Dieg Surf ramping it up for another run. Very fast run through turn 1. Coming up through turn 2 and soon to be into turn 3. What is the split? Johnny Disco runs a 104.049 as Dieg Surf sets a purple sector 1. Does Dieg Surf have an immediate answer on this run? That is a big question mark right now coming out of this championship leader. Running through sector 2, breaking across the split with another purple sector. It's all about these final couple turns, dropping things up onto the outside curb and just tapping lightly that inside, and again the inside through the final, but it's an outside run under the invalidation for both runs. But had that been valid, a 103 was on the table. One Alfa Romeo is going to get a valid run in at the very least on these last couple runs, and that will be Mr. Combined YouTuber showing what the squad has. 104.217, and if you're Johnny Disco, seeing what these Alphas do have in hand, you know Dieg Surf has a little bit extra spice, to say the least. Very curious to see what happens here. There's still lots of time left. 9 minutes in the session. We're halfway through. Captain Miner yet to set a time here as Dieg Surf makes his way into the pit lane. Vlad Putin, a 103.949 coming out of him in the Red Bull. A very solid run to throw himself into the running for the pole position for this 13th round in Austria. Captain Miner through the last sector. Very careful not to run wide there. P10 a 104.577. The current gap from first to 12th position 1.1. Captain Miner within 6/10, and there goes Dang Wu. Dang Wu, a 103.9417 milliseconds ahead of Vlad Putin here. A very solid run coming out of the Alpine. Victor Diaz now on the move in the McLaren, yet to set a time. Victor. Victor to the line now. Pole position now provisionally for Victor Diaz, a 103.935 in the McLaren. Johnny Disco beginning a run. We'll jump on with him momentarily as Graz in the Ferrari will be looking to set a time, pushing through out of Sector 1 now through Sector 2. Things are tight on this lap. Everything to find in Sector 3 right now for the Ferrari, and you can find a lot. Finds a 10th. He jumps combined. Johnny Disco, a critical lap right now, and then following this, we'll jump on with Diego Surf, who is flying. It's coming in for Johnny Disco. All right, Diego Surf in the Alfa Romeo now, heading into turn 4. Utilizing the curbs as best as he can. Now through the final 2 turns. 9 and 10. Ooh, he slows down, rounding out of that exit, and that's going to blow a lap here. 104.193. He certainly has more. Oh, really struggling here. Not gonna be happy with that, Diego Surf. No, sir. Paula in the AlphaTauri. Paula finding a 10th, pushing ahead of Jay. 2 AlphaTauris. In a prime strategical position to go on the opposite compound at the moment. Not too much happening on track at the minute. All eyes on our good man Ghazi Egg, as he is now the only flyer on circuit. And you love to see it. Ghazi flying in that Haas into turn 3. Coasting. out of the turn. Finding the power in and around the 100-meter exit. Nearly running wide there. Coming through the final two turns, trying to keep things tight. Diego 105.4. A number of other racers right now showing flyer, and Dave Versailles, one of them, who will be looking to jump a further position out of 12th. No improvement there on that run, however. Still could be more to find for Jay here. Bit of a tech. I think it's recorded. Johnny Disco goes fastest now, 103.671 for provisional pole. Not much time left in the session as Vlad Patina 103.841 jumps Victor Diaz to break up the 1-2 for the McLaren squad. Will Diego Surf have an answer? He very well may. As he comes through Sector 3, there is going to be a massive amount of time here for the Alfa Romeo. Is it quick enough for pole? No. He goes and matches Vlad Putin's lap time. And so now we have in this lineup two drivers with a 103.841. Vlad Putin and Diego Surf 2 and 3 tied. Vlad Putin, a very, very solid run there. Diego Surf showing an improvement coming through turn 3 as we come out. Just 0.03 of a second improved as he made his way out of Sector 1. Does he have something else here? This is a critical lap now for Diego Surf. Johnny Disco hunting him down in this championship. Does Diego Surf have an answer to the 103.671 as the checkered flag has been drawn? He runs wide, coming out of the penultimate turn, out of the final turn. Is it good enough? No, he goes front row quick, but it's not quick enough to take that pole position away from Johnny Disco. Does anybody else have an answer? Well, I don't think anybody has in it what Johnny Disco brought to the party. A 103.671 looking like it's going to stand here for the McLaren squad. And what a time it is. Combined YouTuber with a retirement on the circuit. I think that was the last active car on track regardless. What a qualifying this has been. Already we have a very solid gap from first all the way down to 14th position. Less than 8 tenths between these drivers, really closer to 7/10 between these racers here. Wafflorian and Gazieg struggling here in, of course, Austria. Once again, though, Johnny Disco in the McLaren 103.671. Very solid run coming out of him. Dieg Surf and him. Well, we have ourselves our own little rivalry happening. Forget about the real Formula One. These two have been going at it all season, just the same. So you love to see it. Johnny Disco, Dieg Surf, Victor Diaz, the top three. Vlad Putin just outside there of the top three. 3/100ths of a second. Vlad Putin and Victor Diaz, the separation. Very interesting forecast on the horizon. We have ourselves dry, wet, dry coming as far as the weatherman has foretold. Well, here in Austria, that can mean a ton of different stuff. Very clean, strategical thriller. It could mean a very, very dicey, dramatic as well. As things stand right now, things are dry. The soft compound tires are at the compound tires for Henners have been selected. Very well. Extremely excited for this. Oh, appreciate everybody tuning in for 13th round of the America's Tier 2 Racing. My name is Striffium. I'm here with you solo this evening. If you're enjoying the racing action, let me know in chat, of course. Greatly appreciate all the support. And are just about to get underway for formation as we have the official countdown beginning at the top of seconds. Ten seconds and counting before formation now. Alrighty. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, as Johnny Disco, Dieg Surf, Victor Diaz are our top three in this campaign. Vlad Putin in fourth, combined YouTuber fifth, Dangwoo sixth. We have Henners in seventh, Graz in eighth. It's PW Jones in ninth, with Captain Minor in 10th, rounding out the fifth row for the Mercedes squad. We're at an 11th for Williams. We have Cattle King 12th, and it is going to be Paula Brady 13th, Jay 14th, Wafflorian 15th, Gazieg in 17th. We have another driver on the grid as well in the Red Bull. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the starting grid. Okay, tire strategies for this one. Interesting. Only two drivers opting for the medium compound tires outside of the top 10. That is Cattle King and Gazieg. Everybody else starting on the soft compound tires. Johnny Disco taking position on the grid, as is Cal. Just coming through the end. Might be an AI controlled car or something like that, as it's showing me that Cal just joined. Welcome to the new reserve, as mentioned, Gazi, and to anyone that is coming through and joining us, it is going to be what has been forecast a dry, wet, dry race. Oh yeah. Yo. 2 laps up. 2 laps up. So for anyone that is wondering what the heck is going on, we are calling a lobby restart. So apologies for that. I greatly appreciate everybody just hanging with us for a few moments as we get the lobby restart sorted. I hope everyone enjoyed the lap around, the multiple laps around from our great Red Bull AI, our great resident Red Bull AI for this evening's race. Right, so we are getting our lobby restarted. There will not be a qualifying restart. We are going to get ourselves in with hopefully a simulation of what the forecasted weather was. But I call precisely at this moment. But we won't be redoing qualifying. At Razor. Oh yeah. Anyone jumping in, we're just in the midst of a race restart as we had a bit of a lobby bug during formation. So we're going through the process of getting a custom grid set up and set together with the results of the qualifying session. So just give us a few moments, and thank you so much for your patience. Okay, it looks like we are readied up and ready to go already, and that's a big shout out to Mr. Gauzy Egg for getting the lobby hosted again and getting that grid sorted. So hopefully everything is good to go as we jump in once again to Austria. Now, a major reminder to all drivers that may or may not be listening in to load a setup. Load a setup. Critical. Absolutely critical moment. To load a setup. There's no timer as of yet, which is a very good sign. It means that nobody jumped the well, now there's a time. So, as far as I know, the weather forecast, I think there was an attempt to duplicate what had originally been forecast. From what I understand, was dry, wet, dry to some degree. So now we're coming into a restart, and I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get. Getting a quarter dry, then rain in the chat. Not sure if that's true. That would be interesting. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our pole sitter, Johnny Disco in the McLaren. We have Dieg Surf second position on the front row with him, and it is a battle between the two for the championship. Dieg Surf leading Johnny Disco in that. However, it's a reverse on the front row at the moment, and that is exactly where Johnny Disco, I imagine, wants to be sitting, in the front. Victor Diaz third, Vlad Patin fourth, combined in fifth, Dang Lu sixth, Henners in seventh. We have Graz in eighth, Jones in ninth, Captain Miner in 10th. Wordad in 11th, Cattle King in 12th, Paula Brady in 13th position, Jay Forsyth 14th position, Wafflorian 15th, Gauzieg 16th, Cal in 17th, this time in the Aston Martin as opposed to the Red Bull. And one thing I can say is that we do have a driver on the medium compound tire who is in top 10. That is Jones, and I cannot recall precisely if Jones qualified on the medium compound tire in the original qualifying. However, if he did not, well, I don't believe that was the case. I think there was only two drivers last race start with the medium compound tire. I think Jones has made a significant error here. A very significant. On a race restart, the drivers that qualify in the top 10 are required to, again, use those same tires. But however, it is 4-5 red lights here in Austria. Welcome to Spielberg. Here we go, racing as it is. The McLaren's off the line. Dieg Surf under immediate threat, but it's Vlad Patin trying to split the three. My, oh my, look at the exit for that charging bull here around the Red Bull ring. Dieg Surf in second position under immediate threat from him. Vlad Patin looking to give Johnny Disco some breathing room here as he fights the Alfa Romeo up the inside now for the Red Bull. Oh my, look at this action. Victor Diaz with the front row seat. Huge. Johnny Disco just getting away. Vlad Putin still with the egg surf right now. Victor Diaz looking on as all of this unfolds in front of him, and Vlad Putin has gone from 4th to 2nd inside of, well, 4 turns. A very good race start for him. Cattle King exchanging. Cal moving through into 15th position as the Haas drivers are now at the rear of the grid. Deng Wu with Henners, they have exchanged. Very good race start for majority of these racers, as it does not appear anybody has collected a significant amount of damage, or any damage for that matter, knock wood. Versailles, 10th position. Paula in 11th right now. Waffalorian and Jones with an exchange coming through turn 3. Waffalorian on the rear of the Mercedes, as now Cal will look to maybe do a bit of work for himself. Waffalorian looking to the inside of Jones. Fronts to rears right now, not enough. In the rain, ladies and gentlemen, that is here in Austria already. Big shout out to the anonymous gifter gifting a sub to Wisp in the chat. Big shout out there. The rain is already here, and I don't think that is what the drivers had anticipated, especially if you're a medium runner. Henners, huge crash on the way into the pit lane here. Johnny Disco collecting the fastest lap, of course, and now Henners on the way in. DRS has been enabled. However, the VSC presenting an interesting situation for a lot of this grid. Take a look at the position changes. Johnny Disco holding station in lead of things. However, Vlad Putin making up 2 slots. Same with Deng Wu. Same with Captain Minor. They're all up 2. Jay Versailles showing that he's up 5 with Paula there. The 2 Alpha Tauris absolutely just coming through and taking as many positions as they can. Henners with that very early pit stop to the intermediate compound tires. Very bold. Coming in that early. We are going to have DRS enabled once this VSC does come offline. And there it is, Deng Wu. Ho, Deng Wu, ladies and gentlemen, has been the man to pick up a drive-through. And what's happened here? That is Johnny Disco, the leader of the race, the pole sitter of the race, ladies and gentlemen, dropping to the rear of this grid in the gravel trap. That is unreal for this championship. Look at the traction, or lack of, coming out of these cooked tires right now. This is not good. Waffalorian is saying goodbye to the McLaren. Oh my. The Egg Surf in lead of this race ahead of Vlad Putin right now. These conditions already presenting drama. The Egg Surf, Vlad Putin, Deng Wu. Deng Wu with a drive-through penalty right now, which will, of course, bring a very large position gain for Victor Diaz into the equation, as there... What has happened here? Werdad is out of this race. Werdad is out of this race, ladies and gentlemen, and he has retired that car, and that is on track. Waffalorian coming through. However, we aren't going to get a visual. The marshals very quick to respond to that. Christian Horner would be proud. Big Surf, Victor Diaz, Dangwoo right now. It just looks like you can see the spray coming out of the rear of that McLaren. That's a big snap there for Dangwoo. He gets things back under control. Surely it's time for inners. It's going to be everybody coming in now for intermediate compound tires. Let's see how many drivers speed into the pit lane. That is, of course, something that can be happening. DRS disabled. Cattle King says, I'm going to stay out on the mediums. Very interesting. I don't believe this was the right call, as the entirety of the pit lane is in elite state. Dangwoo in and amongst the mix with the softs. And again, another mistake here, I think, for the dry tires to be out at the moment. Currently a low fuel light on for Dangwoo. And look at the traction coming out of these drivers behind him. Not a chance for that Alpine. There's just nothing in it for him right now. The tires, look at the speed coming out of Captain Minor right now. He's just finding all the grip. A snap now for the Alpine is going to really allow Captain Minor to navigate through cleanly, and Cattle King already being dispatched on track after having stayed out. Diego Surf, Vlad Putin, Victor Diaz, your top three here on the 7th lap of contention after the rain has come and the inners have gone on. Graz and Cattle King with an exchange here for 10th position. The Ferrari getting by, coming out of turn 3. A little bit of a train on the rear of the Ferrari right now. You have Cattle King Paula, Johnny Disco, who was leading this race at one point, all in the train. I would say it's the calm before the storm, but we're in the storm right now, if you will. Paula Brady looking for an opportunity on Cattle King. Cattle King dropping. Paula Brady through now into 11th position. Does this give Johnny Disco an opportunity? Well, he's definitely looking for it as Henners and Gazieg exchange further along now. Johnny Disco pushes through on the Haas. Does he take 2 into 3? Oh, he was looking for Paula there. He's still looking. He gets a foot in. There's a bit of contact. This is slick conditions. Paula, this really opens up the door for Cattle King. Cattle King gets back through into 12th position. Johnny not happy about it. He's going to go back through into turn 4 on the inside of the Haas. A very neat move there to get the position back and hopefully enough to get back within range of Paula. Fight again. And to try and get that 11th position, Johnny Disco trying to fight back through into a potential high-scoring points position, considering his championship bout with Diego Surf right now. Again, Johnny Disco, the pole sitter of this race, trying to recover a major, major fault as now Diego Surf, his championship rival, leads. This is a critical race in that championship between the pair, of course, as we draw down to the finale of the season in Brazil 3 weeks time. Now, Paula Brady really under threat here from Johnny. We saw it through into turn 4 last time. At the very least, turn 3 and turn 4. Look at the spray coming out of Paula's rear end, but you can see now Johnny on the inside. Does he have the confidence to go a little bit later on the brakes, slide through the turn just ever so carefully, wheel to wheel right now. Now this is where things got scary. This is where there was a little bit of contact right now. Paula with the better exit. Johnny does not have the grip he needs to get this done, and this is a really, really fun battle to watch along with. Again, Johnny on the inside, trying to find the grip. Ooh, and he's going to get it too. Paula not finding any grip on the grass on the outside there, and that is Johnny now through into 11th position, but it was a very good, hard-fought bout from Paula there. Now it's a 3-second time penalty for her trouble after multiple warnings. I think that might have been an exceed of track limits. Not clear, but a little bit of salt to the overtake now after the stellar defense for Paula. Cal picking up a 3-second time penalty, really on cue as Paula did as well. Now they are forming a little bit of a club for the penalty holders. 3 seconds, come on over, says Paula and Cal. Okay, for Cy on the menu, it would seem for the Aston Martin at the very least they are within proximity, within a second. 3 seconds the gap to Victor Diaz between the two front runners. Diego Surf right now holding the gauntlet in lead, in charge, and Vlad Butin, the Canadian, hunting him down to try and disrupt a solid points haul for him in that fight, as we mentioned, with Johnny Disco. And Vlad Butin, third in this championship right now, would love a race win to add to his tally. Very solid battle right now unfolding. You can see it starting. Diego Surf, Vlad Butin within 3/10 right now, 4/10. In these conditions, you really have to pick and choose your battles carefully. If you pick the wrong opportunity, you can find yourself out of range very quickly. Diego Surf really pushing right now, 7/10 nearly the gap over on Vlad Butin. As we look down through the grid, Victor Diaz 2 seconds on the rear of Vlad. Captain Minor within 1 second, kind of just dancing in and around that range of Victor. Combined not too far behind him, just about 1.5. Jay Forsai 6 seconds away from combined in 5th position there. And you have Cal on his rear with the 3-second time penalty. Henner's in 8th, 3.8 from Cal. You got Graz in 9th. A little bit of a gap between him and Henner's, and then you have a gap forming with him and Gazieg as well. Gazieg under threat from Johnny Disco. Gazieg picking up 3 seconds. You can see he extended, and of course now Johnny Disco will be looking to dispatch the Haas for 10th position, that final points paying position. Dingwoo says hello to the penalty club, and that's now 4 members in the club. Paula started the club. Cal quickly joined the club. Gazieg and Dangwoo now the latest members, as now Gazieg He's in two clubs. He's in the pointsless club and the penalty club. Alright, Disco says hello to 10th position. Ladies and gentlemen, he is trying to surge through to find what he can. Well, Vlad Putin, I do believe that was Vlad Putin that just took a penalty. 3 seconds for him in his fight against Dieg Surf. Which is really good if you're Victor Diaz. It gives you a target to hunt. A very clear-cut target if you're out of range on any kind of gap and you go, okay, I'm not going to catch him. Well, at the very least, you can push to hunt 3 seconds. He's just dancing in and around range right now to take second position in this race. Penalty or no penalty right now. You can see Vlad Putin just continuing to apply pressure to Dieg Surf. I'm trying to find a good late breaking point, or to go as late as they can. Dieg Surf with a big snap on the exit, really opening things up for Vlad Putin. Nearly 3/10 gain in that issue for Dieg Surf and Vlad Putin there. Ooh, oh, Vlad nearly losing the car. A good catch, but the damage, you can see the loss in time there. Captain Minor on the hunt with Victor Diaz. Looking for a potential podium here. And potentially more. You can see Captain really doing some work to hunt down Victor. But she's caught him here. Exit not quite there. Paula picking up 3 seconds, now making it 6. Gazieg losing a position to Jones now as Jones secures 12th. Then we will be the next driver to potentially look for an overtake on Gazieg, as now there's an issue with Vlad Putin. Ladies and gentlemen, Vlad Putin dropping down the order very hard. Front right damage on the wing. And you can see the struggle coming out of that Red Bull right now as combined YouTuber will be looking to make up a position. Race critical overtake required here now, coming out of combined, as the damage on Vlad Putin is really going to stick him in combined's way. See Combine trying to find and navigate a way by, and there goes Combine now, finally ahead into 4th position. Vlad Patin really going to struggle with that wing damage right now. A little bit of a breathing space as Jay Forsyth 8.3 behind. Per the question in the chat regarding the intensity of the rain, I do believe it has gotten heavier as we see more standing water on circuit than before. Drivers maybe wanting to fit full wets soon enough, but we're seeing inners come onto Vlad's car as well as that new fresh wing. One thing that hasn't changed despite the position changes for Victor Diaz and Captain Minor now running 2 and 3 is the fact that Captain Minor has stuck very well with Victor in the past few laps. We're just about that halfway point through. Once Diaz Surf crosses that start-finish line, it will be the 19th lap, and he is really having a drive that he needs right now, considering his championship lead over Johnny Disco and the unfortunate issue that happened to that McLaren and Johnny. Some mention of a potential clinch with this win. Now on lap 19. Captain Minor now. Ooh. I don't know if I'm going to get the blame for that one, but they usually call that a commentator's curse as I was on board. Captain Minor says hello to the penalty club, but so does Johnny Disco. And there is many drivers with penalties. Jay Forsyth takes a penalty, speeding into the pit lane. Oh my. And there's a changeover coming. Is it the full wets? Yes, it is. Huge news here. Jay Forsyth says full wets. Kyle, excuse me. Not entirely sure. Not clear. Any drivers now. 5 drivers to be precise. More than that even. Coming in now for the full wets. Big news, big news. Seriously, if Diegsurf comes in here. Surely he comes in, or is he that content with these inners? He's marking to come in with that run onto the inside, and yeah, on the way in. So Henner's now 17 lap old intermediates in second position for him. He's staying out. What a gamble. And I'm not sure what he's gambling on. Potential weather to come back to dry, I don't know, but Johnny Disco is gambling with him. Very curious to see how these two navigate these conditions. Henner's fighting with Diegsurf as Diegsurf gets out of the pit lane. Diegsurf back in the, I was going to say driver's seat, back in charge of this race. For side, looking at Cal right now. As soon as Cal gets on the power, you can see the spray coming out into the cockpit of the AlphaTauri. Graz says hello. Johnny Disco, Victor, there's an exchange. Henner's on the way in. Johnny says it's okay to stay out. If you're Johnny right now, you really want a safety car. You need a safety car. It will save you in so many ways. But of course, Captain Miner, ooh, look at the slide coming out of the Mercedes once he gets on the power. Vlad Putin under threat. Cal up the inside into turn 3 on the wets. Surely this is a move done for him. Vlad Putin on the wrong tires, it would seem now. Coming under fire from Jay Forsai momentarily as Captain Miner Johnny Disco wheel to wheel. And now move done for Captain Miner Johnny Disco under threat from Combined. Graz and Jay Forsai right now. Jay Forsai in 8th position, trying to hold on to it with Vlad Putin. Johnny Disco still on those intermediates, dropping to Combine now. Combine 4th position and running very well. Here comes Graz again. Will be the outside as we come through into 4. Very tight racing between these two. Careful not to get loose on the slick. Very slick surface. Graz getting by Jay Forsai and immediately pressuring Vlad Putin here, wheel to wheel through 10. Around the outside for Graz in the Ferrari, getting a very solid move there. Wow, and it's all about the wet compound tires. Vlad Putin not going to be happy he just watched that. And Jay Forsai picks up 3 seconds. Wu now, 3 seconds for him added. You can see things really ramping up. There's only, well, realistically, there is only 7 drivers on this grid without penalties, and now you can see so much happening in this midfield for these final points paying positions. There's a yellow flag that has been popped. Johnny Disco again with an issue. And that is not good front right end plate damage. It's these tires, I tell you, they are really, really starting to struggle. Well, I'll say hurt the McLaren driver and causing him to struggle. Up 26 of 36 now. Things really coming down to crunch time. And at what point do we see intermediates potentially come back as Graz pushes through? Seeing a bit of a timing tower issue now. Captain Miner utilizing battery on the rear of Victor Diaz. Here we go now. This is an overtake, primed and ready to go. Captain Miner looking for a switchback. Oh my, Victor Diaz, he goes deep into turn 4, and there goes Captain Miner into second position. What a move. What a move coming out of Captain Miner. That penalty, not really what he wants to be hanging on to after a move like that, but wow, great stuff. Pushing a very, very critical gap here to Victor as well. Breaking outside of that 1 second, which is, of course, there's no DRS right now, but it is a very good kind of safety net. It's a good indicator. Intermediate compound tires now coming out of some of these racers. So the lead inner drivers, Vlad Patin and Henners. We haven't seen too many laps on these wets. Look at the gap Captain pulled out of Victor Diaz. Very solid. Tin now in range of Graz, and this is notable because you can see the intermediates really bringing him a lot coming out of turn 3. But when I say a lot, I mean a ton. Did you see the amount he just gained on Graz there? You can see Graz, these wets, really not doing too good. Holy smokes. The egg surf stayed out. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. Such a mistake. No. No. Surely the egg surf has made a critical error. I could be mistaken. I've been wrong before. Staying out once again. He's got to be pushing it, right? Graz on the way in, getting off of the wets. Bay for Psy on the wets. Under threat. Combined. Flying by the AlphaTauri. Making it look flawless, easy. Nothing to it. And right now, Vlad Putin. 2.5 seconds gain on the egg surf. Big surf in big trouble here. Big trouble. Victor Diaz in a very good position right now. Fresh intermediates. No penalties. The egg surf. Very interesting position. Not clear where he's going to land. .3 seconds the gap now, as we are soon going to be bringing ourselves into the 33rd lap. Victor Diaz with a very fresh interset right now compared to Henners, and Henners just stepping in it with the penalty there as well. Not doing himself any favors now with 6 seconds here in the latter stage of the race. Graz finding a ton of speed on the rear Dengwu right now. A major tire differential, 14 laps the difference. .33 of 36, ladies and gentlemen. 10 seconds and counting. Okay, for Scion, these wets really not feeling good coming in. The Egg Surf, 6.6 seconds the gap now to Vlad Putin. Very critical strategical crunch here. Oh, I think Vlad might get him. It is very, very intense here between Dieg Surf and Vlad Putin. You can see that number. 4 seconds and now dropping. Look at how quick it's dropping. 3.5, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the penultimate lap of this race. No traction on the exit of turn 3 right now. Vlad Putin, say hello. 1.5 and closing. Through the inside, he doesn't waste any time. Captain Miner's next up, and he's got an even quicker tire. Oh my. You've got to be happy about this if you are Johnny Disco. DRS has been enabled. Dieg Surf now losing another position to Captain Miner. These wets are done. Henners in 4th position is going to potentially catch him by the end, but I don't think he'll pass him. Victor Diaz has a better chance of passing Henners first. Henners, ooh. Bit of a tight squeeze there. Trying to push Victor off, or at the very least keep the door shut. Ooh, wheel to wheel right now. Henners holding. Henners really trying to give him a squeeze there. What an intense bout this has been. Dieg Surf, Henners, 3 and 4. Henners through into 3rd. Here comes Vlad Putin taking the checkered flag as Captain Miner will follow him through for 2nd. Henners now with Victor Diaz. Henners will take 3rd on track. However, he'll drop due to the major penalties he incurred, as it is going to be Vlad Putin, Captain Miner, and Victor Diaz, your top 3. Dieg Surf outside of the podium after a stellar drive, but the wets just couldn't get him there. Combined YouTuber, his teammate, in 5th. Henners in 6th. Johnny Disco in 7th. And I think this championship will continue, of course, for Johnny and Dieg Surf in Mexico next week. Deng Wu looking to take home 10th here behind Jones and Graz. What a race. Very solid race. Really love to see that one there. Really love to see that one there. Alrighty. Let us take a look at all of this. Wow. Vlad Putin taking the win on track here, getting past on. He had 3 seconds that he needed to clear on Captain Miner and Victor Diaz, and he did so. And while Captain Miner, he had a penalty as well. A solid effort from everybody tonight. Vlad Patin, Captain Miner, and Victor Diaz, your top 3. Diego Surf in 4th. Captain, wow, 10th to 2nd for him. Stellar drive for him in the end to secure some solid points for Mercedes. And you gotta say, of course, Diego Surf combined, you gotta hand it to the Alfa Romeos. They've really been showing stellar through in this final section of the season, especially combined. He's been really pushing through to match up with his teammate there. Hender's in 6th, Johnny Disco in 7th, Graz in 8th. We had Jones in 9th, Dengwu in 10th, Paula, Cal, Ghazi. We had Jay Forsai with us, Cattle King, Wafflerin, and Wordad with the unfortunate early on retirement. That is going to wrap up the racing action and the campaign here around Austria for this evening. Quick moment to verify something. But unfortunately, I do not have time to handle any of the interviews this evening just because I am running on a little bit of a time constraint. The race restart, so apologies for that, and I hope to get some interviews in Mexico. But of course, with that, I just want to wish everybody a fantastic evening. That was a fantastic race. We saw some really wild conditions there. We saw dry qualifying, dry to wet conditions in the race, and it was a really stellar race at that. And have to see how things go for this Tier 2 division in the Americas that keeps on finding these dynamic races. Very unfortunate to see that they get all the rain. Then again, it is also a bit of a double-edged sword. We get to get all the action. With that said, though, everyone, thank you so much for coming through tonight, and we will see you tomorrow for some more racing in the Americas for Tier 1 racing for sure, and of course Tier 3 in the European side of things as well. My name is Strifium. Again, sorry that there isn't time for me at the very least to do interviews tonight, but we'll try to get them back next week for Mexico, and ciao for now.